You know, I don't know Caitlin. I don't know her from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is hoops. It's competitive, and this is basketball. And you're playing against somebody like me. I classify myself as a dog. So if you're gonna throw a punch, then I'm gonna compete with you. I'm gonna play at the level that you're given. So that's just a player that.
Chelsea Carter just went off over the latest WNBA rankings. Furious about being ranked 24th while her rival Caitlin Clark landed at 15th, she didn't hold back. How am I playing fewer minutes, leading the league in stats, yet I'm near the bottom? The hate is too real. It doesn't even add up with my FG percentage.
Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary?
Chelsea Carter went viral for shoving Caitlin Clark during a heated matchup, making it clear she holds no love for her rival. Furious that Clark ranked ahead of her, Carter couldn't hide her disappointment, convinced she deserves a much higher spot. Chennedy Carter even liked tweets when Chelsea threw Caitlin to the ground, calling it a crazy flop and saying there's no way Clark should have fallen like that. "Yay, I fear him," she tweeted, signaling her unwavering loyalty to Chelsea. So why is Chelsea Carter calling out ESPN's WNBA rankings, and what's driving her frustration at being placed below Caitlin Clark? Is it pure jealousy, or does Carter genuinely believe she's the better all-around player? Recently, Chennedy Carter of the Chicago Sky publicly criticized ESPN for ranking Clark ahead of her, sparking more drama. But what's really behind this tension? Simple competitiveness or a deeper rivalry brewing as Clark continues to dominate? With Caitlin laser-focused on her game and Chelsea eyeing an opportunity to shine with Angel Reed sidelined by injury, the drama is heating up. Let's dig into the situation and explore whether Carter's frustration runs deeper than just competitive spirit.
Played in the WNBA for 10 years, and when you are a #1 pick, which I was, you do have a target on your back. You came into the league as a top dog in college, and now professional players whom you're going up against want to show you why they are on top. This path is not for the weak. What we love about Caitlin is the same thing that we love about Diana Taurasi, the all-time leading scorer in the WNBA. They talk trash, and they have the game to back it up. Caitlin was just named Rookie of the Month, averaging 17 points per game and 6 assists. She is holding her own, and guess what? She talks about it.
The ESPN rankings that placed Caitlin Clark ahead of Chelsea Carter sparked a swift and fiery reaction from Carter. For her, it wasn't just about being ranked lower, it was about feeling overlooked and underappreciated. Known for her fierce competitiveness, Carter likely saw this as more than just numbers. It felt personal. After all, being placed behind a rising star like Clark, who's quickly taken the spotlight, probably hit a nerve. But what's fueling Carter's frustration with this specific ranking? The context is key. Chelsea Carter, a standout for the Chicago Sky, has been in the WNBA since 2020, earning a reputation as a dynamic scorer and playmaker. In her mind, she's repeatedly proven her worth on the court. So, seeing a younger player like Clark, still relatively new to the league, ranked above her likely stung and only added fuel to the fire.
Play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the FIBA
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Caitlin Clark's rise to stardom has been nothing short of remarkable. After a stellar college career at Iowa, where she dazzled with her scoring, Clark entered the WNBA with sky-high expectations as a member of the Indiana Fever. She's delivered, consistently impressing with her ability to score from anywhere and make clutch plays. It's no surprise she's drawn comparisons to some of the greatest shooters in WNBA history, making her one of the most talked about players even early in her career. But with Chennedy Carter calling out the rankings, is it just competition or is there a hint of jealousy? Carter has worked hard to make her mark, and seeing a younger player like Clark get so much recognition could easily feel frustrating. From Carter's view, she's simply pointing out an unfair ranking, believing she's the more complete player, someone who can score, defend, and create for her teammates. While Carter's been vocal about the rankings, Clark has stayed focused on her game. For Clark, the best way to respond is by letting her performance do the talking.
Crazy to me how much disrespect Caitlin Clark is getting in the WNBA right now. So today, the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky, and it was a highly anticipated game because, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. That wasn't even the storyline of the game. This was. Chicago Sky player Chennedy Carter shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground after calling her a bitch. Here's the video.
Call. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
This, to me, looked personal. Like, this was a cheap shot. And then to make the situation worse, Angel Reese gets off from the bench after this all goes down and is like so fired up and pumped for her teammate that she just like shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground. And when Caitlin Clark was asked about this entire interaction, she said, yeah, that wasn't a basketball play. Yeah, it's not. What do you guys think? Do you think some girls in the WNBA have it out for Caitlin Clark? Because seriously, like...
Clark's approach shows her maturity as a player. She knows not everyone will be a fan, and that's fine. What matters is performing at an elite level when it counts. Clark has stayed focused on winning games and helping her team succeed, avoiding off-court drama. In the WNBA, where competition for recognition is fierce, rivalries like that between Chennedy Carter and Clark are part of the game. Despite any tension, there's mutual respect for talent. With Angel Reese sidelined, the spotlight has shifted, giving Chelsea Carter a chance to step up for the Chicago Sky. Reese was often seen as the face of the team, but now Chelsea has the opportunity to show she can fill that role. However, even with Reese out, Carter still has to contend with rising stars like Clark. If she wants to prove she's among the best, she'll need to make the most of this moment and deliver standout performances under pressure, something she thrives on.
Carter is the Patrick Beverley of the WNBA. She's on her third team, feisty as hell, tough, intimidating, and physical. My only issue in that entire weekend, all these hard fouls, I've got two issues. Number one, why didn't one of Caitlin Clark's teammates defend her? And number two, the WNBA has done such a bad job. They knew the Indiana Fever had the number one pick, and they knew Caitlin Clark was going to be the number one pick a year ago, or close to a year ago. Why have they played 11 games in 20 days? But this is actually kind of like the NBA. There's a Draymond Green, a Dennis Rodman, a Bill Laimbeer. There's an enforcer. Well, who do they pick on? The bench guy? No, they go pick on the star. Go ask Magic Johnson about Dennis Rodman. Caitlin Clark is more than built for this. They got a catalyst, and the league's feisty, and they've got enforcers. The ultimate compliment to the WNBA is, I see this all the time, on the guys' side. The ultimate respect isn't pandering and placating to women's basketball. It's accepting that sometimes it's physical, tribal, intimidating, and uncomfortable. The best kind of basketball, men or women.
As a key player for the Chicago Sky, Chennedy Carter has always been seen as a leader, but with Angel Reese out, her role has become even more crucial. This is her chance to step up and lead the team to success. However, with attention on players like Caitlin Clark, Carter faces a tough challenge. If she can elevate the Sky this season, it will silence her critics and prove she's more than just a skilled player, she's a leader too. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to dominate, putting up impressive numbers and helping the Indiana Fever become a competitive team. Her shooting, passing, and playmaking make her stand out, and her leadership is helping elevate her teammates. With each game, Clark is solidifying her legacy as a future WNBA star.
And I'm super happy for her. She can have it. I think it's really cool to see her do it in the fashion that she's doing it, bringing attention to the game. And you know, I always just try to make sure when people bring it up to me, I always try to make sure that I don't fail to mention, like, hey, she's a human being too, right? So the record's great, but at the end of the day, she's a human being and a person. And we just got to make sure that we show her a ton of love outside of her performance, right? So I think that sometimes we get caught up in the media, no offense, but in the media, you know, trying to break these certain records. But at the end of the day, it will come naturally. She's a baller. She'll be great.
It's not just Caitlin Clark's individual performances that are grabbing attention, it's the way she's transforming the game. As more fans tune in to watch her, the WNBA is gaining unprecedented visibility. Clark's popularity is fueling the league's growth, and her influence is being felt both on and off the court. She's become a role model for younger players, with her work ethic, determination, and focus inspiring many to follow in her footsteps. For fans, Clark represents the future of women's basketball. As she breaks records and pushes the limits of what's possible, it's clear she's not just another player, she's a game changer. While much attention has shifted to the rivalry between Chelsea Carter and Caitlin Clark, it's important not to overlook Angel Reese. Before her injury, Reese was one of the top players in the league, and her rivalry with Clark was one of the most talked about storylines in women's basketball. Reese's physical dominance in the paint contrasts sharply with Clark's sharp shooting, making their matchups intense and thrilling for fans. Though Reese is sidelined, their rivalry is far from over. For Chelsea Carter, the focus is on proving she's more than just another player. She believes her all-around skills make her one of the league's top talents, even if the ESPN rankings don't show it. To earn that recognition, Carter knows she needs to perform at an elite level consistently. 1 or 2 great games won't cut it. She needs to lead her team to success over the entire season.
Guard Kennedy Carter is calling for help from the WNBA to ensure player safety, even after she went viral for a foul play on Caitlin Clark and her arrogant response when asked about it. Carter didn't hold back her frustrations following a tough 91-76 road loss to the New York Liberty on Thursday. Carter was particularly disappointed with the lack of foul calls she received during the game, and she made sure her grievances were heard loud and clear. "I just want to put this out there. I've been getting to the rim and attacking my whole life. There's no way that, throughout the game, I'm only shooting 1 to 2 free throws when the whole game, all I'm doing is constantly getting to the rim and putting pressure on them," Carter stated, as reported by Howard Migdal of The Next. Her comments highlight her frustration with what she perceives as unfair officiating. Carter also expressed broader concerns about player safety and the WNBA's role in ensuring fair play. "I just want to say, I don't care about points. I don't care about baskets. I just want to be protected as a player."
With Angel Reese sidelined, Chelsea Carter has a prime opportunity to shine and prove her critics wrong. As she steps up, Caitlin Clark's influence on the next generation of basketball players is undeniable. Young athletes nationwide are inspired by Clark's success and are motivated to pursue basketball at the highest level. Her ability to stay grounded amid immense pressure and attention has further solidified her appeal. Clark's humility and work ethic resonate deeply with fans and players, marking her as a standout in the growing popularity of the WNBA. The rivalry between Chelsea Carter and Caitlin Clark is set to be a major storyline. Both players are highly talented, with contrasting styles that promise exciting matchups. The real question is whether Chelsea Carter can rise to Clark's level and make her mark in this intense rivalry.
You slow down Caitlin Clark. I don't necessarily think you can slow her down. She's bound to get at least 20 every single game. You have to make her choose one. Like, either she's going to be scoring that night, or you're going to try to keep her scoring down and have her pass to her teammates more.
I agree with that mindset. When you're guarding someone like Caitlin Clark, you can't necessarily stop her, shut her down or anything. So you gotta pick your battles with her. Like, she's so good, she's gonna have however many points regardless of how you decide to guard her.
The Paige and AZ Show is presented by Buick, a proud partner of the NCAA.
If Chelsea Carter can leverage this season to prove herself, she might just challenge Caitlin Clark for the top spot. However, Clark's continued elite performance and growing fan base make it a tough task. Carter has a significant challenge ahead in the competitive world of professional sports, where anything can happen. The rivalry between Carter and Clark has captivated basketball fans everywhere. With Angel Reese temporarily sidelined, the spotlight is on these two players as they vie for recognition and respect. For Chelsea, it's a chance to demonstrate she's more than just another player in the league. For Caitlin, it's an opportunity to solidify her dominance and status as one of the best in the game. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on how these players rise to the occasion. Will Carter seize her moment to shine, or will Clark continue to dominate? Only time will tell, but the drama and excitement are just beginning. To stay updated on all the latest news and watch more videos, be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
I had Angel over Caitlin for WNBA Rookie of the Year because of Angel's extraordinary double-double streak and because of Angel's Rodman-esque rebounding. Never seen anything quite like it.
You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out.
Skip Bias is now scrambling for damage control after his outlandish remarks about Caitlin Clark drew sharp rebukes from experts. It's as if Skip believed he had a backstage pass to trash talk the NBA's brightest star just to boost his show's ratings. The irony? The experts weren't having any of it.
Have so many guys on television who act like they know everything about every sport. I don't want to call out certain guys.
Don't. Be nice.
Call them out. We know I hate Skip Bayless.
They came armed with receipts, hard facts, and brutal honesty that Skip clearly wasn't prepared for. Now, instead of defending his comments, he's scrambling to backtrack because, honestly, he's left with no other options.
And, Skip Bayless, the idiot, he's going to find a way to blame LeBron.
You might be wondering how someone with a massive platform like ESPN's could overlook Caitlin Clark's record-shattering performances and criticize her as if she's not rewriting the record books. Well, it boils down to one thing: numbers. Yep, the magic word that explains everything, or in Skip Bees' case, makes him completely lose his grip on reality.
If I get a disease and I'm gonna die, how about I get Skip Bayless in here and I kill him live on national television?
I like it.
Yeah.
Fritzy, can we set this up?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
But just let us know in
Because
advance.
I just want to get Skip Bayless in a room one time and just beat him like a dog.
Before this fiasco, Skip's show was plummeting with ratings as low as 40,000 viewers, not exactly something to boast about. But then, out of nowhere, he starts taking jabs at Caitlin Clark, stirs up some drama, and suddenly, bam, viewers are flocking back. Ratings are climbing, the spotlight's on him, and he's grinning like he's just struck gold.
Only thing I want to do is put my foot up Skip's ass.
Okay. Well, let's see if Skip's up for that challenge.
Before this fiasco, Skip's show was plummeting with ratings as low as 40,000 viewers, not exactly something to boast about. But then, out of nowhere, he starts taking jabs at Caitlin Clark, stirs up some drama, and suddenly, bam, viewers are flocking back. Ratings are climbing, the spotlight's on him, and he's grinning like he's just struck gold.
She was receiving all the accolades, the praise for everything that was happening in the WNBA, and she hadn't even played a game yet. So people were just saying, respect who did it before, respect the other stars like the Asia Wilsons. We're also seeing Angel Reese.
Like, really?
It's glaringly obvious that ESPN has been stirring up negativity around Caitlin Clark for a while. They're amplifying every minor issue, exaggerating situations, and pushing absurd narratives that don't hold up.